A lot of you probably know what this is. This is a piano, obviously, but I bet a lot of you don't know what this is. This is a glockenspiel with, in all its metal glory. This is used mainly for concert band, but also marching band, which I'm part of this year, and I'm using this is actually the one we have at the school. I'm using it as an example to show you guys. So a glockenspiel is a pretty simple instrument, but it's also very complex at the same time. Because if you do any of the steps wrong, you could not sound good, something's wrong entirely, or it could just mess up. Now, the simplest thing is, it's like a piano with the keys. You know, F to F, C to C, simple as it gets, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and it repeats with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And, you know, straight down the thing, back and forth, and pretty sensible. It takes time to learn, obviously, but it's a 4-minute video, so you're not gonna learn. Hopefully, yeah. But then it's the flats and the sharps that it could show. Actually, I'll show the sharps. The A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, B flat, and then it repeats once again. But if it's sharps, it would be A sharp, G sharp, and then C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and it repeats again. Simple, pretty hard to keep track of for a beginner. It took me a bit to learn the sharps, but the flats are something you could get pretty fast, I'd say. Now, I'm not here just to talk about, I'm here to talk about what a glockenspiel is. And it's a metal instrument, like I explained at the start. It rings. It's meant to have some people say ear piercing way of expressing volume. And yeah. I'm gonna show you 3 simple things with a glockenspiel. First things first, though, I should show you how to hold your mallets. The way you want to hold your mallets is simple, almost like you're grabbing it in a fist, but you move your thumb up as if you're like kind of holding a drink, I guess. And then you want to make sure it's lower on the mallet, not super low, because then it'll be all flimsy, but you want to make sure it's high enough where you have control of the mallets in your hands. That's a pretty simple step. But now for how to do a C scale. Alright, a C scale. It's a simple scale beginners are always taught, and might be one of your first things you'll learn when it comes to mallet instruments, which is what the glockenspiel is in simple terms. And it's simple, it goes C down to the high C and back up to the C. So it would go C, G, A, C, D, A, G, F, A, C. Then, simple scale. Most beginners are taught, like I said. And then there's a couple other versions of scales that I could go over, which I'll go over another one actually, an F scale, which would be F to F. But there's actually a flat involved in this one, which would be a B flat, where it goes F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. And one of the most important things about flats is a flat simply replaces the location of a B natural. Since this is a B natural, this would be a B flat. So if it is a B flat in the music, you'd hit this instead of the B natural. And they make 2 very different sounds, as you can probably hear. One's a bit lower, one's a bit higher. Just how sound works. But yeah, now I should show you the different types of mallets. So these are the different types of mallets. This is rubber, then it goes to plastic, and then it goes to brass. And they all make very different sounds. You can probably hear it as I put them down, but these are mainly used for practice. They're much more gentle sounds, much more flimsy mallets. Probably would break if you were to use them in like concert sense or some sort of marching band sense. And then the next mallet would be these plastic ones. They're probably more usable for marching season and concert season. They make much better sound. They're meant to ring more, just express the notes. And these would be the heavy brass mallets. They're meant to really make you heard. Make sure that you're loud and heard and everything. These will hit it and they'll make a lot of ring. The goal is to make it so you're heard. They're usually for like more whenever the glockenspiel is a main instrument in the song. And that will be the end to my glockenspiel demo. Thank you for watching.